Ready?
Yeah,
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Breakdown Besties podcast. I'm Ananya,
I'm Akshay.
and we are your besties who have breakdowns all the time. Together, we'll be breaking down some of Bollywood's biggest and best scripts for their craft and cultural commentary over the years. Together, Akshay and I have a combined experience of 14 years writing for Bollywood across some shows which you might know, like Mismatched, Wedding.com, Rana Naidu, Inside Edge, and a bunch of other stuff which I wish y'all could watch but got stuck in development hell.
Yeah, they're stuck in our
Semi-final.
laptops.
Yeah.
Can't even say it went beyond that.
Nope. And the film we will be breaking down today is Band Baaja Baaraat, written by Habib Faisal and Maneesh Sharma, directed by Maneesh Sharma, his directorial debut, bringing us the foundation of Bollywood films, Bollywood rom-coms, into the way we know them today. So let's get started. So, I would suggest we start by talking about story structure so our
Yeah.
audience can have a sense of the way the story flows. I think the best way to analyze any story is by looking at whether it hits the beats of your classical hero's journey, right? Because your hero's journey is since your Greeks and everyone else before them, they were telling stories almost instinctively by hitting these beats, these emotional highs and lows, and all of that. So, the first test of any good film is does it meet the hero's journey beats? And I think this film does a pretty spectacular job of hitting all those beats, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. There's a very clear, definite goal set from the very beginning. They have the rising action, you have your midpoint, which is very clear, and then you see the falling action after that, and then the way the culmination happens. The arcs are very clear. Like, it's not subtle. Let's just
No,
say
no,
that.
no. It's not subtle. No, but we're not known to do subtle in Bollywood.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
which is great. So, it keeps you engaged emotionally. So, The Ordinary World, for example, I think the opening montage with the song really sets it up well, where
Yeah.
you see that he's in college, he's a bit lackadaisical, he doesn't really have any goals. And you understand that he's a people's person. He's always wheeling, dealing between people, hustling. And she is this bright, peppy, she's a girl's girl. She has her girl gang, but she's ambitious. She's a nerd. She's sitting alone in the classroom and smiling. She has her book.
Yeah, she has the scrapbooking thing going on in the opening montage, which is very interesting because in the
Yeah.
beginning I was like, what is this? Like, who is making scrapbook in college? Like, I didn't do it in
Yeah.
school also.
Yeah.
Only to later see it's her vision board of sorts.
Thoughts. Yeah. A vision board of her future, dreams of her business. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the meet cute, which is your inciting incident, your call to action, happens fairly quickly after that,
Hmm.
where I think they've established character really well too. And we can come to that when we talk about the scenes. But I think that meet cute is very classic in terms of,
Very classic, and it's like instantly like their chemistry, that and
yeah,
like who they are as people and what they're looking for. Like he
yeah,
is like that jugadu boy, like just having fun in life, trying to figure out what
yeah.
else to do, like where to get the best food from
Food
today.
from, yeah,
And whereas she is like, oh, you cannot do this, I'm at my job, I need to do this well.
yeah,
Like that difference is automatically like great, like banter.
yeah.
Banter for romantic comedies are the absolute must.
Must,
Otherwise,
yeah.
they just fall flat.
Flat, yeah. And you have to kind of begin with both of them on the wrong foot, right? So she instantly catches him as a gate crasher, and he instantly is trying to like work himself out of the situation by saying, no, I'm from this side of the family, or no, now I'm from like the videographer. And he does it very successfully, which sets up his character well too.
Yeah, like it flatly.
Hmm.
He is gonna put out a fight. He is gonna try and prove like he's right even in the wrong situations. It comes across as like
Yeah.
he is
Yeah.
somebody like who had the gift of the gab. He can think on his feet.
Quick thinking. Yeah.
So all that really comes in handy. Like they're never inconsistent with their character that way.
Mhm. Yeah, so the meet cute, the inciting incident works really well, and it is perfectly in line with the genre. And then we have the refusal to the call to action, which is their next step in the hero's journey, which is again very clearly done because Ranveer's character Bittu, pursues Shruti, and she's just like, nope, I have this business, I have this goal, and प्यार और व्यापार एक साथ नहीं जाता है.
Hmm.
So very clear refusal of the call to action, which I enjoyed.
I enjoyed very much, and it's so clear, like that's the distinguishing thing about this film, that you know she is business, he wants to get in this because he found her cute and like he can think something can be done about this, but she is
Yeah.
like closed off. She's like no love business at all. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah. And the next one is meeting the mentor, which is your next step,
Hmm.
which I think they've again done really well. They've in fact changed the trope here. So Ranveer forces himself into like being in partnership with her, and
Yeah.
then she's like, "I'm gonna train under this great mentor, Miss Chanda," and Miss Chanda ends up being someone who's like in all businesses, she is taking her cut, and she's taking her cut from, and they say that fuck you, we don't need this mentor, and they leave this mentor when they realize what kind of person she is, who tries to throw them under the bus when she's caught for her misdoings.
Yeah, and very interestingly, like even though the call to action is here, like Anushka's character says that I don't want this and I'm gonna do this, but she wouldn't have gotten this job if he didn't use his like Jugadu energy here. Like he is
Yeah,
the one who
yeah,
gets her this stint.
yeah,
So it instantly like bonds them as partners, that we instantly know that they're gonna be a good business team. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
so that what propels the arc even more forward. Like it's not independently done, which is like
No
the point of the movie.
movie, yeah. They've used the characters well with each other.
Yeah.
And then crossing the threshold, I think they both, this point is very clear. They both literally cross the threshold by leaving a wedding where instead of working with a woman who has no values and who's dishonest, they're like, nope, we're starting our own business. Bye. And they walk out. So they're crossing the threshold, they're into the new world, they're going to take this on. And they immediately get into like, what is our first wedding? And they use their first contact, a small person in Janakpuri, and they get their wedding started.
It can seem when we discuss about hero's journey that it's all so plot driven. What this film does well is that they make it character driven so fast. He says that, oh, let's not do this wedding, but she
Yeah.
says that, oh, we will have to start somewhere.
Somewhere.
So
Yeah.
even though like you move the plot forward in the journey, they use characters so well. So,
Yeah.
and that's key to like an enjoyable good film, that
Yeah.
they
The
both,
marriage of, yeah.
the plot and the character have to go hand in hand. It cannot be one thing or the other.
Exactly. Yeah. And they've used that well. They use their character to further the plot.
Yeah.
So, and then of course, their allies and tests, and that segment of the hero's journey where they find one wedding after another wedding. They have minor challenges, but they work together as a team. Their relationship grows. They become like friends with each other. They get to know each other. And then we come and they get their big wedding. They go from doing local mohalla weddings in Delhi to they finally landing one in Scenic
Um,
Farms. And that takes us to near the midpoint of our film,
yeah.
which is when they've had a successful wedding at Scenic Farms. Everyone is celebrating post the wedding, their big fat check, having made 15 lakhs each, which is pretty good.
I'm like,
Uh,
really? Really? Is that a
yeah.
thing? Like,
Actually, they made 60 lakhs. They
yeah.
put 30 into the business and then 15 each. Like, itne margin hote hain tumhare.
Yeah. Like, chalo, the actual business of the film is flawed only because when they're convincing people like we give 6 months to a wedding, and I'm like, y'all have done 26 weddings, but in 2 years, then like, amazing,
Suspension of disbelief.
amazing.
This is
I
very, yeah.
I love this because my biggest problem in writing is that logic should never kill the fun. Uh,
Yeah.
and I think this is a great example.
Yeah, exactly. They've just said, ki, believe this if you want to come on this fun journey with us. And we went on it.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, for
totally.
sure. Yeah. They're all celebrating. Everyone, the rest of the crew clears. It's the two of them. And the two of them finally kiss and sleep together. They hook up the moment everyone is always waiting for in a rom com. You know it's going to happen at the 50% mark. And then obviously everything goes to shit from there because Anushka's character Shruti has a sudden some being like the pragmatic woman जिससे जो प्यार और व्यापार एक साथ नहीं जाते हैं उसको प्यार हो जाता है.
Yeah.
And then there's Ranveer who's going like, bro, what's up with you?
Yeah. There's such a boy reaction he had. Like he had such a boy reaction. Like, huh? Like,
Feelings.
yeah, feelings. Do that also come in the picture?
And then she realizes at this point that as she builds up like khayali pulao, बहुत khayali pulao पकाती है, she's like, भाई इसको तो मुझसे प्यार नहीं है, but I'm in love with him. But साथ में business चलाना है. So let's like do this. But Bichara Ranveer, he calls what they've done a kand, even as she tries to like act normal about it. And that's when shit starts to hit the fan. That's when they go into the next stage, which is the ordeal,
Hmm.
where Anushka feels like this man doesn't respect me. He doesn't value the night we shared together. And that starts affecting the work they start doing together. Their teamwork starts collapsing.
Yeah.
And finally, it comes to a breaking point where she's just like, "Ye can't tha tumhare liye," and he's like, "Arey," and the two of them have a fight, and the business is dismantled.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then you go to the next bit, which is the two of them trying to launch their own businesses and falling apart, which is the continuation of the ordeal.
Yeah.
And they both are in debt. They're not able to do very well with their business. But the reward comes in very soon, where a businessman, Mr. Sidhwani, wants them as a duo to plan their daughter's wedding. And that's their reward, and they don't have a choice. They both have debts to pay, so they're forced to work together. Very classic, again, push together to work.
Yeah.
And they do that. We get onto the road back, which is where the both of them are working together. And here we reveal something important that Anushka is actually getting married. Anushka.
Yeah.
And Ranveer thinks that she's doing this to get revenge on him because she's like, oh, because I didn't love you back, because you fell in love with me when we slept together. And she's like, bro, I'm not a child. You didn't fall in love with me. That's fine. But I'm not going to make my whole life decision based on revenge. Like, what sort of self involved person are you?
Yeah. Yeah. And again,
And
done very nicely in the sense like, uh, again comes all from character. Like, they
yeah.
tried to set it up again that the revelation doesn't come across as like just too on the nose or like too
Hmm.
sudden because they've set up like she's on phone calls regularly. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
scening and they have also done from a plotting point of view. And
Yeah.
and him also trying to prod information out of her and the way it
Hmm.
comes and then his reaction to it is so
Yeah.
extreme. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. And that comes as our resurrection, right? When he finally realizes that, okay, I'm actually in love with her. I don't want her to get married. He goes, he finds her, he does all his big grand gestures, which we'll talk about, and wins her back.
yeah,
So,
pe. That's their wedding. That's their
yeah.
wedding. And where Chanda comes back,
Did she? Does she come
she
back?
comes as a wedding guest. She does this
Oh,
like
okay. I don't.
they have that scene where all characters in the movie are coming walking the aisle,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and she's one of them.
Oh,
They bring everybody back. They bring back the police inspector, everybody.
okay. I need to watch it. Like I'm watching end credits, like I'm watching a Marvel film. Like Bollywood is no less.
Yeah, they used to do amazing film ending sequences. We'll talk about it sometime later.
Sometime, yes, episode 356. So, yeah, this is the summary of the hero's journey and some important plot points, which I think the film hits really well. So, the story structure point of view, they have nailed it. 10
Yeah.
on 10. Great film to study from that point of view.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the next important thing we can delve into is character.
Hmm.
And this film, I think, stands very strongly on character. It is built on character. What do you think?
I completely agree. I think the character is the strongest suit of the movie because at no point they're inconsistent. Uh,
Yeah.
at no point they break away from the promise of the film,
Mm.
and at no point it becomes less interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing about a romantic comedy, it works the best if the characters are stark opposite of each other.
Yeah.
So she is the one who is ambitious, and he is the one who has no goals in life.
Mm.
She has the can-do attitude but doesn't know how to do. He is the
Yeah.
more dismissive one but can figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Uh, she is the one who wants nothing to do with love, relationship, anything.
Mm.
He is the one who's constantly flirting with everybody possible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so these things really work well with them, and this is what this dynamic adds to their banter. And like we
Yeah.
said, romantic comedy without a banter is nothing. Uh,
Nothing. No. No.
let's talk about both the characters independently. So
Yeah.
I think they did very well with Anushka's character in the sense that she could have been so unlikable because
Mm.
I think anytime a female character says on screen that I have nothing to do with love, I'm all
Yeah.
about my business, she can come across as so straitjacketed, myopic, uh,
Yeah.
not easy to like look at.
Not culturally accepted either.
Yeah, it's not culturally accepted either to like
Mhm.
for a woman to speak her mind so blatantly. But
Yeah.
they keep giving her such funny lines. She's
Mm.
never a grump in the movie. She has
No.
always this like I can do it attitude, like
Yeah. Yeah.
that really works for her in her favor. And
Definitely.
also calls the hero out on his bullshit immediately. It's not like
Yeah.
she is on a back foot. She always keeps giving him back. Uh,
Yeah.
so that's really nice. Like it's very refreshing to see. And another thing about these romantic comedies that they generally start from the woman's point of view a lot of times,
Yeah.
where she is dreaming about love and like she's waiting for the perfect ever after to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is none of that.
None
So
of that.
it
No.
already starts off on the freshest note.
Yeah.
And we can see that in the opening montage where we establish both of them, like they're so
Hmm.
different. But
Yeah.
immediately we come to know they're both happy people. It's not
Yeah.
like you're gonna watch a sadu disgusting film or like a mopey film. Like you just know
Yeah.
you're in for
Yeah.
a fun ride.
What they also have done, though, to make her very culturally relevant and grounded is the fact that she cares about her family. She says, Ki meri 5 saal mein shadi hogi. I want 2 kids. I want to get married so that my future is safe, secure, so that my parents feel safe, secure, that I am settled down. So she still cares about everyone around her. And what they've done is just made her take away her emotions from that, which also reflects in the business, right? Like प्यार और व्यापार एक साथ नहीं जाते हैं. So she's relevant to the cultural milieu from which she comes, but she's also different.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I would do that in the present time today
No, no.
because it just doesn't it seems so impractical. Like anybody who is planning their life as like 20 पे एग्जाम खत्म 5 साल जॉब 25 पे शादी it's gonna crumble. Like
Yeah.
it works out for people, it works out, but the
Hmm.
kind of life she is having right now and the kind of business she's having, it's just not real.
Yeah,
But
no, no,
again,
no.
like the film doesn't take these things into account because you don't need to. Like
You don't need that.
for the final reveal of the film to work, where she says, I'm getting married, this needs
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
set up earlier that, okay,
Hollywood.
like,
Yeah.
this was always on the plan for her. It's
Yeah.
not because I find it very inconsistent where, like, when people haven't spoken about this and suddenly this
हाँ,
revelation comes out.
कहीं से भी आ जाता है.
हाँ.
Yeah.
So,
Agree.
वो अच्छे से किया उन्होंने, अच्छा लगा ये देख
Hmm.
के.
Yeah, yeah. That was good. Yeah. And I think Ranveer's character is obviously Bittu is very well built. Like he's a hustler.
Yeah.
He's that is instantly established. He's another dimension of being very fun and caring, and like he'll make her chai, all of that, which also makes him slightly more feminist for his time,
Yeah.
which is, yeah, an interest for a North Indian boy. Him going and defending her at all these points where Chanda says where he gets her the job that she's equivalent to 10 men,
Hmm.
and always like helping her out. I think,
He's the one who tells her to take the stand of, like,
yeah,
you're gonna enter a business, don't start on the wrong note.
yeah.
And in today's internet language, he's the golden retriever energy he has.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, like, a fun going character, easy going character, doesn't have too much hang up, at least in the beginning of the
Mm,
film. Uh,
yeah.
and that works really well because he represents the aspect of their partnership which she doesn't have. Like, the
Hmm.
the jugadu energy, which is the most important in a business. Like,
Business.
sure,
Yeah.
she had planned ki, oh, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna do this, but she had no
Yeah.
sar pair to it. Like, she dreamt about it, but she
हाँ
didn't
विजन
really.
बोर्ड बना के रख दिया था
Huh.
एंड थोड़ा मतलब प्रैक्टिकल किया था ट्रेनिंग वेनिंग
Yeah.
टाइप
Yeah.
बट
But
how to do that on your own without like the support of someone else's business, she had no
yeah.
clue what to do.
And just it's this is a business which is kind of unstructured. There is no direct
Mhm.
one path to it. So you
Yeah.
do need to have that hustler, street smart energy which he gets. So
Mhm.
without him, this wouldn't have worked, no matter
Oh,
what.
yeah.
So this duality of their character works really well for
Yeah.
the film. More about his character, that from the get-go we know he is in for fun and games. Like, he's
Yeah.
not taking anything seriously, whether it be the
Hmm.
business or, like, his idea to come onto the business is also accidental because he doesn't want to go back home to
Yeah.
do farming.
Yeah.
The moment he enters the wedding, the first meet cute they have, and he clocks her, shoots her video, he just wants to hang out with her. He's not looking for a
Yeah.
serious relationship. And even when at the midpoint they do sleep together, uh,
Yeah.
it's again the same for him. He doesn't have
Yeah.
that switch. He only has
Hmm.
that switch in your final climax. Uh,
Yeah.
which so her is a more defined arc, which I find more
Yeah.
juicy, where there are lots of ups and downs. His is
Definitely.
his is the more consistent, and suddenly there is the
A realization
yeah,
like, oh, I'm like really self-involved and I only care about myself, and I'm gonna lose this person forever if I don't care about myself, and I'll lose the business if I don't.
yeah,
So
yeah,
okay, gotta fix this. Shadi seems like the right way to fix this. Okay, so
yeah,
कर लेते हैं.
yeah.
आपके लिए अच्छा है.
आपके लिए अच्छा है.
मूवी के
Uh,
लिए और मेरे लिए भी.
so that's his character. Like,
Hmm.
it never takes itself too seriously the way her
Mhm.
character does. That for her everything is like, oh my god, this is set in stone.
Yeah,
And for him it's like, we'll wing it. That's his approach.
yeah,
Like, let's see,
yeah.
you know.
And one thing I find interesting is that these two things which they build on in their relationship, which is her going from emotionally closed off to like realizing that I have to take my emotions into account. She even says that in a scene, right? हाँ मैंने plan बनाया and I didn't take my emotions into account पर अभी क्या है like I realized it कि
Yeah.
him going from being self-involved to realizing that I need to take another person into account. These are also important traits, like in a marriage, which I think the writers chose this really well in trying to create this whole wedding planning business, the backdrop of wedding planning, and using these as arcs, which are key to forming any sort of partnership, be it business, friendship, marriage, where you have to grow into people who can be in a partnership with each other. So I think there's a good layer to that in terms of business, marriage. Like it's quite well done in that sense.
Yeah. And the thing, what you were saying earlier, is that the fact that she is somebody who doesn't really want to believe in love in the beginning,
Huh.
but the business is of bringing people together,
Together. Yeah.
the contrast is amazing,
Hmm.
and such a perfect setting for a good film. When we enter this film, we know they're gonna get back together.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's not a
Yeah, yeah,
question
yeah.
mark. That's why I always find writing a romantic comedy so much harder, is that
Hmm.
you already know the end.
And yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you figure out how to take your audience on a journey. What I find romantic in a person, or what I
Mm.
find attractive in a person, could be different from what you find.
Right. Yeah.
So the idea that I put something down on the paper, and in the hope that, oh, you also find the same trait attractive for you to like this
Hmm.
character, then
Yeah.
we have to rely that, oh, every producer who reads this is on the
Yeah.
same page,
Yeah.
and the director's on the same page, the audience is
Yeah.
on the same page. So you're sort of going with the belief that, oh, I find this ambitious girl trait so exciting to watch, and like
Yeah.
personally, so
Hmm.
that would be acceptable to everybody.
Everyone. Yeah.
So that's what makes writing a romantic comedy, I personally think, so hard,
Hmm.
because
So,
it
yeah.
can be a personal experience,
Hmm.
and you don't have the ease of, let's say, like an external plot, which is, say, like a murder, or like, like something
Yeah.
external happening. It
Kind of
has,
driving it and like there's suspense. वो सब
yeah,
नहीं है. It's not
and
a who done it.
who done it? So like you already
Yeah.
know the end. So
Yeah.
that's even more challenging to crack it.
Crack it. Like the audience knows the end. So that journey becomes very important.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Nice. So I thought the story world was very well established, very well used in the film because a lot of times people set up a story world and it could be anywhere, you know?
Hmm.
And in this, the story world adds to the plot of the film. It adds to the characters. The characters are products of the world they come from. So they are both very like Delhi, very North Indian. You feel it in the way they talk, in who they are, in the settings that have been used. What I like a lot is they start at like Janakpuri. They show you all the lanes, वो सब, and then they use the story world, which is very organic. कि अभी शादी कर रहे हैं और शादी के इसमें like you want to move up, so they go into scenic farms, and then it
Hmm.
turns into like a destination wedding at this place that looks like a hotel slash government Rashtrapati Bhavan type mix going
Yeah. Yeah.
on.
Or palatial.
Palatial, yes. And then even like when she's marrying, like she's like my Chetan, the new guy, is like based in Dubai. So they've used
Hmm.
the world to show that upward mobility very well. And even your plot problems stem from the world. Like वो generator बहुत महंगा है 15,000 का है तो वो they try to steal electricity from the line. So I'm like that comes because वो मोहल्ले में सेट किया है तो what is authentic to that, you know? फिर वो stage revolve नहीं होता है. So every conflict is coming very organically through the story world, I thought.
Yeah, and the story adds to insane tension. Like the way you said that कि वो चल नहीं रहा है तो उसको ठप करके चलाया. You just need that one moment of tension before everything works. Like, how
Hmm.
do you keep the tension charged? And they do it through like elements of the story world. And that's exciting. And this story wouldn't start if the story world didn't start. Like, the two of them wouldn't come together if she wouldn't have gone and said ki, oh, I want to start my own Shadi Mubarak business.
Hmm.
So the business and their relationship arc is so tied together. So the world becomes so essential to the plot. It's not just used as a backdrop.
Backdrop.
It's very interestingly done and very consciously done. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen accidentally.
No, no.
Also, more about the story world, we hadn't seen this kind of world before. Two characters coming together to form a business in this industry,
Hmm.
and then themselves like falling in love. It sort of paved the way for future romantic comedies to come where like they both like put these people in a work backdrop. Like biggest shows of our country, like Made in Heaven, sort of like, like
Hmm.
the wedding world became exciting. Like
Yeah.
there was a new wave of writing where like you wanted exciting worlds to pop up.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like this is a rom-com propaganda to show unexciting jobs as exciting.
Yeah, that
Which
is
is like
true.
wedding planning, event planning,
Yeah.
fashion business, movie business.
Exactly.
They all look so exciting to outsiders, but
Yeah.
only we who work in the industry know how
No.
unglamorous it is. Like, the other day somebody asked me, "Oh, what's new?" And I'm just like, uh, I figured out if I can use two nouns with an hyphenate, they become an adjective. Like, and they say they made 30 lakhs on that one wedding.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and everybody would be like, oh yeah, why don't I do this? You know?
That's my
Yeah,
problem with montage sequences in general. Like, even I
mm,
think, like, oh, I'm going to watch this and I'm going to get into flow state. I'm going to write, I'm going to do this. I'm like, but that doesn't happen. Like, they just removes the friction, montage sequences. And
yeah.
you think things happen in a sequence, but they don't.
They don't, and you're not at that peak energy, right? Like the
Mhm.
down of after having done one task is
Yeah,
so much,
so much.
the energy drain
और वो
is so
बोरिंग होता है तो वो स्क्रीन पे नहीं दिखाते हैं
it's
Sure.
it's not written nor like
Yeah,
shown.
exactly.
Key scenes which really stood out. One was the turning point of the film, which was the hookup.
Hmm.
And I think they dealt with it very nicely in the sense they gave it the screen time it deserved
Hmm.
because I think the makers knew that this scene is like a switch
Yeah.
and they will need to detail it out with as much layering possible and they do it. To break it down, it starts with the way they start partying after the successful wedding they've pulled off
Hmm.
and they're having a great time, like they're dancing, they're drinking, and they feel together as a team, like
Yeah.
the way she says to people in the good job, and
Yeah.
it's just the two of them left in their office. She sort of leans on him
Hmm.
and he is closed off, like he
Yeah.
doesn't even hug her back because he can sort of sense where this is going,
Hmm.
or like this is uncharted territory which we shouldn't like enter.
Yeah.
It already sort of sets the little bit of conflict which is about to come. He knows very well that this is not right for him,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
And it happens again. Like he
Hmm.
pushes her, she again comes on to him, and
Yeah.
then he finally like holds her.
Yeah.
And
There's
then
tension, there's push and pull. The conflict is well established.
again, and given it actual time,
Hmm.
like most romantic comedies before this, they never focus so much on the act of kiss or sleeping together to be so monumental in a relationship.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like I think they were very cognizant of the fact that this is a youth story, and like moments like these can be altering your brain chemistry.
Yeah.
Most of the times, like a kiss in the movie was like superfluous, or
Hmm.
like it wasn't ingrained in the plot. This became the plot
This
of
became
of
the
the
plot. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
became the plot.
Hmm.
And once they do hold together, she's the one who sort of leans in a little bit more,
Hmm.
and he is just wide-eyed, doesn't know
Yeah.
what to do. And
Yeah.
then when she leans him, he gives like the first kiss, and
Hmm.
again he pulls back
Yeah.
immediately. He,
Yeah.
he's constantly like looking for her approval that she
Hmm.
wants to do this. He is well aware of she is breaking her rule.
Yeah. Yeah.
Foundation of their business was that we're not going to cross these lines no matter
Yeah.
what.
So from a technique standpoint, like if we were to look at it, it's just building tension and working through the emotion, right? So what is the emotion
Yeah,
of the scene? The emotion of the scene is ambiguity, confusion. We don't know what's happening. So how do you build that into, okay, I'm going to take one tentative step, but I'm going to pull
yeah,
back. And then, okay,
yeah,
so I think that push and pull is something which we have to also put down on the page, right? That,
totally. It's all written and the confusion and ambiguity you're talking about, Ananya, is also comes from both these characters separately.
hmm,
There's that moment where he's wide-eyed,
yeah,
like on the bed, and she's sleeping,
hmm,
and we can sense what he's feeling, that he doesn't know what will happen to it. Like
yeah,
he's hoping that she doesn't become, in his word, a girl about it. But she's just happy and she's
yeah,
smiling to have
yeah,
had this experience in her life.
hmm,
And she doesn't foresee what can go wrong.
wrong.
Like the
Had an
naivety of her
orgasm, this
character.
is great. Nothing can go wrong from here. Life is amazing. So,
Again, makes us like her more and more. Such a key, I think, a very well crafted scene uh, and very modern
Yeah.
because like almost like bedroom dynamics.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
never saw it in like a mainstream Bollywood films.
Like post-coital dynamics. Like what when it's not meant to happen, what is actually like the next morning.
Yeah, yeah. And they don't stop there. They
Hmm.
continue that dynamic in the
Yeah.
very next scene.
Next scene. Yeah.
Like in her head, she's had the switch that, oh my God, this is it. Like, we are great together. I had a lovely night. Maybe this is what is meant to be. Like, and throughout the next few sequences, she's just smiling,
Yeah.
beaming. She also has that switch where, which is very well voiced from his character, ki she starts calling him tum instead of
Hmm.
tu.
Yeah.
So, tum chai loge.
Yeah.
Again, like something which she never did in the film, she's now starting to
Hmm.
do.
Yeah.
Becomes a little dainty, feminine energy comes
Yeah.
out more. And it continues to the point where the next key scene, which I think is the scene which where he drops her home,
Hmm.
and she's again so excited and so
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
Like you see the sun, she's like sunlight falling on her
Yeah.
face, and she's breathing in the moment.
She is really excited. So she gets off the bike and she's like, okay, I'll see you at work. And her dad is out there and he says, I'm going to the bus stop. And Ranveer Singh's character can't wait to like get away from her. So he's like, अच्छा मैं पापा को छोड़ के जाता हूँ. And he takes and he tries to get uncle on the bike, and uncle's like struggling to get on the bike. So he leans the bike, and for him, it's just like, how fast can I get out of here? And she's watching this and she's like falling for him even more. So I thought
Yeah,
doing many things in one scene. I think that's a
yeah.
good example of doing this here.
This movie works so well because I thought they did good scene work more
Hmm.
than like I know we spoke highly of the structure and the story and plot and everything, but I do think the scenes shine so much more. And again, like they had very good moments in scenes, like how they get their clients. So whether
Yeah.
it was like even how they fought against the mentor, like that was
Hmm.
exciting. How they got the big first client when they, sort of he makes a speech about the tire industry,
Yeah.
and and then when they get the next big wedding, which was about like how हम शादी का आपको आपका बेस्ट डे बना देंगे आपके लिए
Hmm.
हमारी ये डील नहीं है like all those moments come really shining through in the movie.
Yeah.
um
They've made the characters clever. So
yeah,
what they've done is the characters do their research before meeting that couple.
it's tight because we don't see them do
The
research
research.
pehle.
No, no. You just know that they've done their research.
And that's what makes the scene more engaging
Hmm.
is that you're surprised, like there's
Yeah.
constant element of surprise in the scene work.
Yeah.
Like you
Hmm.
don't know what's coming next.
Right.
Because I think as audience, we can always predict a little bit where the story is going.
Of course.
So the more exciting the scene work stays,
Hmm.
like you can push that predictability a little back.
Yeah. 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 It delivers this expected information in a fresh way. I think that's what
Yeah.
this movie does well.
Yeah. Another key scene I want to talk about is the way she confronts him. We see her reflecting a little bit when, she comes home, she's lying awake in her bed, um, and she realizes that, oh, he's not on the same page, and
Yeah.
it sort of really breaks her heart.
Hmm.
And the next scene is the key scene for me because you sort of expect now she's going to confront him about it in a very direct way, or
Yeah.
something like some emotional thing might happen right now, but they completely flip it again.
Yeah.
So she enters the scene with this whole casual attitude, like, oh, we, you think we're bros? We're bros. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think? I'm gonna get attached? Oh, no,
Hmm. Hmm.
that's not me at all.
Yeah.
And she again consciously starts calling him too.
True. Yeah.
He was sort of behaving aloof and distant, and in
Hmm.
this moment, he again becomes the old
Mhm.
bit too.
Yeah.
She actually realizes what was going on in his head. So,
Hmm.
and what the experience that they had had, he calls it a kand, a
Fine.
mistake.
Yeah.
And she feels so disrespected in that moment. And it comes so nicely when she has that inner monologue going on in the
Hmm.
very next scene where she's like, shit, I was so stupid to
Yeah.
have gone through this. Like, I broke my own rule.
Hmm.
Ups and downs in that scene was so nicely done.
Yeah. Very well done. Yeah, you didn't know what was coming like next.
Great scene, I think. Very good confrontation
Yeah,
scene.
very well done. Yeah, for sure. So I think another good key scene is when they're, doing well with the Mohalle ki shadi, and now Ranveer is getting antsy because he's this guy who, matlab, he wants to run before he can walk, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, "Acha, abhi Scenic Farms ka kya? Like, when are we like going to like scale?" And she's like, "You can't just scale. You have to go step by step."
Yeah.
And then that conversation from that step by step goes into their past, and they start bantering with each other as they talk about how they came to this point.
Hmm.
And then it rounds up again with him saying, "Chal bol de hum सैनिक farms करते हैं." She's like, "चल बोल दिया, अभी क्या करेगा?"
Huh.
So I think it was a very good scene from again a craft point of view where you do more than one thing. So they furthered the relationship, they established the bond even stronger,
Yeah.
and they took you plot wise into the next plot point of the film where it got amped a little bit.
Moment in a relationship where you sort of establish that, listen, we actually started because you liked me, that
Yeah, yeah,
like that banter was nice, and like it also
yeah.
reaffirms like the plot in the like the audience's head ki they're not just gonna like keep on doing shadi shadi shadi, like
हाँ, ये उनका रोम कॉम है.
ये उनकी कहानी है, एंड
Yeah.
ये इन दोनों की कहानी है कि इनके बीच में प्यार होगा,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
very cleverly written scene again. It starts with external plot and business, comes back to their
Yeah.
own relationship, and again goes back to business.
Yeah.
So
Goodness.
very
Yeah.
nicely done.
Well, very well bookended. Okay.
Immediately,
Hmm.
there is that moment in the opening montage where, we see them in different like spaces, but
Hmm.
there's that one chai stall they are at, and
Yeah.
she's here, he's here, but they don't like they don't see each other.
Yeah.
Classic rom-com trope,
Rom-com trope.
which is now made so famous by all these the popularity of K-dramas happening.
Hmm.
Ananya, they spend like episodes just
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
this.
Missing each
Like
other.
missing each other. She's walking, he's walking, and like they don't look
Yeah.
at each other. Like episodes go by, and this keeps happening,
Yeah.
And I'm
Hmm.
just like, oh, jaldi jaldi karo. That feeling of like keeping the audience, oh, they're in together in the frame, but they don't know each other. Like
Hmm.
that excitement keeps going on.
Yeah.
Genre trope, meet cute was so nicely done.
Yeah, very classic,
Uh,
meet cute. They hate each other and then they are attracted to the spunk of hating each other. And then at least he can't take his eyes off her literally through the video camera. So,
she also has that very girl next door energy with her. I'll do everything.
hmm.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
I'll be the sunshine in your life. I'll be everything. Like I'll be the entertainer you want.
Yeah.
There's another intercut sequence which I really like in rom-coms. Once the hero and the heroine have hooked up,
Hmm.
uh, they
Hmm.
both have discussion about it, like the
Yeah.
debrief of that
The debrief.
later on.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
debrief scene. So he does it with his best friend, and she does
Yeah.
it with her mom, which is again progressive for its time.
Yeah.
Uh, like they obviously don't talk about the sex part of it.
Oh,
He's commitment phobic slash not wanting to be into a commitment,
yeah.
and he is already thinking about shadi,
Uh, uh,
uh, because she asks, कि, आपको कैसा लगता है बिट्टू and all that.
okay.
And her mother also calls out, कि, हैं? Like what
Yeah,
just
मतलब
happened to
कहाँ
you?
से? Even the intercutting of reality and the daydreaming, where she's daydreaming that he proposes to her with the ring and baksa खा लिया है, फिर वो हाथ पे दे देता है, and cut to they're actually in the midst of planning someone else's wedding and they're actually not like on the same page about it. That's another
Yeah.
classic rom-com trope.
Uh, Grand gestures are a part
Hmm.
of this rom-com trope. Like
Of course.
even the way he introduces himself, कि oh, I have the CD of you, and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
see वो CD पे उसकी फोटो है, मैंने full night burn करके ये बनाई है,
Hmm.
So like cute stuff, like
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
cute grand gesture. Repeats again when they're in that palatial wedding venue,
Hmm.
and the moment he realizes that, oh, he wants to get with her, we have that running chase sequence
Yeah,
that,
the grand gesture, the finale, like
the grand gesture
chasing her.
finale,
Yeah, the airport
chasing her.
sequence equivalent.
Yeah, and instead of breaking through the airport security, they didn't have that. So they
Yeah,
created that moment where he jumps on the balcony, climbs it up khud
yeah.
se. Again, I thought it was not needed,
Neat.
but
But true to the
it is a
genre, it's
trope.
what you expect.
Yeah. And again, like it gives you for a moment like, oh, he's doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
And but again, they flip it there. You think the confession is gonna happen now,
Hmm.
but he doesn't see her. In fact, he sees her crying.
Fine. Yeah,
So, so they've really juiced out those moments very well.
yeah.
And then he does that thing of like getting a phone number sneakily
Hmm.
of a fiance and
Yeah,
messaging him and calling him separately. And then again, they have the big kiss in the end. So
yeah,
again, your genre trope
yeah.
comes. The whole movie is a big genre trope. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like they do it very well.
That's
They constantly like do like, oh, one trope after the other, after the other, after the other.
Yeah, the audience gets what they go in wanting. Like if I'm going
Yeah,
to a rom-com, there's certain things I expect, certain beats
yeah.
I want to hit, even if I may not be someone who's familiar with screenwriting, as someone who's experienced stories, you know that I'm supposed to feel this way at 50%, I'm supposed to feel this way, and they've made you feel that.
One more moment in the film, which is not the genre trope, but it's a trope of films like these where like businesses come together, is
Mm-hmm.
that when that team setup moment happens. So
Yeah,
you see the external players coming in. You had the flower vendor, you had the caterer,
yeah,
and you had the musician.
the
So
shit
that becomes the team.
team,
Like
yeah.
every Bible I've written, I've used this line of a ragtag team of misfits come together. Um, and they do that, like
Yeah,
the musician guy is also like, bro, not my scene,
yeah.
bro. And,
I
and
know.
a bit too is like, bro, you're getting free publicity, just do it.
Do it. But even
Uh,
then, the guy only provides the music. Like Ranveer's character has to sing. Like
of
the
course, but that's the thing about like larger than life Bollywood romantic comedies is that your male and female character have to be almost like godlike, in the
yeah,
sense like they can fight 10 villains on their like 10
yeah, yeah.
gundas
They're
on
not
their own.
superheroes. Yeah,
They're all a little bit of superhero like quality. Like they know to do everything.
yeah,
And and every time you sort of break that, I think something fresh comes out a little bit. You
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Now, I think the modern rom-com writing is where you deconstruct that myth a little bit.
yeah,
But
yeah.
not too much also because then it falls flat.
That
Uh,
exactly. How do you make it modern while still staying true to the inherent essence of a rom?
yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when you were saying he makes the chai for her, he's not being the typically Delhi boy. He like, oh, I can do these small things for you. He takes care that she eats on time. The one moment which happens in the film where they start discussing future plans. That also it starts with पहले खा ले like कुछ नहीं होने वाला like 5-10 minute
Hmm.
में. And then when the main switch happens, when they do sleep together, uh,
Hmm.
she's the one who makes chai for him. And
Yeah. And
and
he's gobsmacked. He's like, तुम
yeah,
बनाओगी?
yeah. Like first of all, she's saying "tum chai piyoge." Like she's like first of all, he's like "tum"
Up.
and chai. Like what?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
very surprising for him and very refreshing for the audience again. And I don't know how I feel about it. Is that like she felt the need to do this? I think it's interesting to see. I don't know how I feel about this feeling.
Yeah.
कि
This wife mode kicking in
हाँ,
just after having sex. Like almost it's a kind of regressive in
it
a
is, it
sense.
is. Yeah.
So that leaves us with dialogues.
Hmm.
And my initial thoughts are that the dialogue work is, I think, in most Bollywood films, especially in this milieu, they do manage to get the repartee and the banter on point.
Yeah.
And in this time, yeah, like the words, it's very authentic to where they're from, the story world, the way they
Yeah.
speak. And I think the key part of any rom-com is the banter,
Yeah.
like how they flirt with each other. And it's been done very well. There's the right sense of negging that comes in, and there's also like checking for, okay, is this happening? Is this not happening? Like,
Yeah.
there's a good back and forth going on between them.
Very authentic dialogue to its world. It started like they met because he wanted good food,
Mm.
and when they're making the deal, he again says ki bread pakodi ki kasam, you know. And again, they have these things peppered over the movie where she says ki ek chowmein ki do chowmein, like ek fried rice ki do, like you know, are we together or not
Yeah.
together? The dialogue really is rooted again in reality,
Mhm.
ki, because these are the kind of conversations people do actually have.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and it's got the right amount of Bollywoodness to it. It's a little 1 meter high above how people
Yeah.
really talk. When she says कि ये कटरीना करीना की 3 पिक्चरें फ्लॉप हो तो आउट शादी का बिजनेस तो कभी नहीं जाता,
Hmm.
you know.
Huh.
And कि ये है वेडिंग इंडस्ट्री की शाहरुख खान, you know, like just all that,
Yeah.
like to make it seem larger than life, they've tried to do and make it more accessible to the audience because nobody knew what the wedding market looked like. So they tried
Right.
to dumb it down a little bit, make it more colloquial, and
Yeah.
I just think like the Delhi-ness of it, they've brought it
Hmm.
together. Like they kept emphasizing that she's from Janakpuri, and so
Yeah.
that element never goes away from the dialogues.
Yeah.
Even like the way she keeps putting him down कि तो जान अपने गन्ने चला ना वहाँ पे go कि अपने खेत पे
Hmm.
जा farming कर ले, you know, all this she keeps saying. It's such good banter and again like keeps like bringing their world out more and more.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful dialogue,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, any last thoughts?
My last thoughts is that like I remember watching the film for the first time, and I watched it again to do this. And both the times I had the biggest smile on my face. But it just
Yeah.
felt like you're up for like such a fun, easy, breezy ride. It doesn't feel
Hmm.
like you're cheated into being into something which you weren't promised. And
Yeah.
it's such a great, fun, enjoyable watch. It's not aged badly, too much.
Yeah. No.
And again, like both the characters, sort of green flag characters only, you know, like
Yeah.
they don't have toxicity attached to it too much. It's just that they were
Hmm.
on different pages. Uh,
Yeah.
so, all in all, yeah, I think it's a good example of a Bollywood rom-com film. Like if I have to welcome somebody into Bollywood, this would be one of the prime examples, I would say.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for joining us on this journey where we broke down Band Baaja Baaraat, a Bollywood rom-com classic, into its screenwriting beats and a little bit of contextual analysis of the culture and the time around which it was made. So if you like what you saw, we'll be doing this every week. So like, share, subscribe.
And please post questions, engage with us. Anything you have, put it on the comments. We'll definitely reply. We're more than happy to talk about movies. And if you think you're alone on this journey, please remember now you have us besties to help you with your breakdowns. So, yeah.
Of every kind. We'll try.
Okay, bye.
Bye.